So today we're here with Matt Shoemaker, candidate for Ward 3, first time candidate. And how are things going, Matt?
Things are going excellent. Thank you for having me, Craig. And, the election's a couple weeks away, so it's going to be a busy 2 weeks, but I get a feeling that people are wanting new energy and fresh ideas at City Hall.
When did you think about running for municipal politics?
It's always been something that interests me, and I've considered it for a long time, and this has been my first opportunity since I've been back in Sault Ste. Marie after I graduated law school to get involved and give back to the community. And so I decided, after speaking with my bosses, that the opportunity was right, and I chose to run.
Now, do you have aspirations to go for provincial or federal level at some point in your career based on this campaign that you're running?
My focus is on Ward 3, and so I want to make sure that I can represent them. And obviously, I need to be elected to City Council, and I'm committed to doing that and helping out the residents of Ward 3.
Now, during the debate, the issue of living in the ward that you're running in came up, and I think you presented a really good answer, that you do most of your activity in Ward 3, and you've worked in Ward 3, and that's where you basically grew up, right?
It's where my fiance grew up. I grew up in the West End, but I'm 1 block away, and I live just up off of McDonald Hill. And so it's really, I looked at Ward 2, and the issues that Ward 2 faces are not the issues that I face at my house and where my property is. So I looked at Ward 3. This is back in May or so, before I decided to run. And the issues of Ward 3 were the issues that I face, and so I decided to run in Ward 3 rather than in Ward 2.
And what issues are those in Ward 3?
Well, in Ward 2, for example, there are brown water issues. That's not an issue that we face up in the Pea Patch area or
Right.
up in Ward 3, although there are some issues with the water, such as the taste and the smell, and those are issues that I have at my property. Downtown, or in Ward 2, there's focus on downtown revitalization. That's not an issue that Ward 3 is concerned with. There are residents in Ward 3 who are concerned with revitalization, as any city councilor should be, because it's a crucial area of our city. But the other issue is traffic. I live in an area off Pine and McDonald with busy traffic, and that's an issue that Ward 3 voters are plagued with, is traffic woes. And so these are the issues that I felt a connection to, and I felt like it was an area I could better represent. And frankly, I live closer to some areas of Ward 3 than the other candidates, so it was a no-brainer for me.
And does it really matter where you live and what ward you're in? Because for the most part, during council meetings, they're not really narrowing on one ward. It's usually decisions are made for the whole city.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, you're a city councilor to represent your ward at council, but you're also a city councilor, right? So you have to take into consideration all the city issues that'll be before you at council, and they won't always be Ward 3 issues. So, it is important to know the issues, and I've knocked on about 3,000 doors and spoken to the people. I know the issues of Ward 3, and I think I can represent them as good or better than other candidates.
Now, another issue that's come up during the campaign is youth migration from the city. You're young. You came back to the city. What drew you back to the city, and why is it such a big problem?
I think the opportunity is the problem, and so there aren't necessarily the same opportunities for everybody that I had. I was fortunate enough to be offered a job at Wishart Law Firm, where I've worked since 2012, and I'm very grateful to have found a job here. But like I mentioned in the debate, it's something that we need to focus on, making sure that the jobs that our city needs to fill are the jobs that our residents are being trained to perform. And that's why it's important to work with the college and the university to see what jobs or what vacancies will be in our city in the next, say, 5 or 10 years. And from there, target our college and university programs so that people from our city can remain in our city and have opportunity.
Speaking of jobs or even opportunities for jobs, you're a Liberal supporter. Um, Justin Trudeau's big controversy is legalizing marijuana. What's your stand on that, and do you see it being an economic benefit for cities like Sault Ste. Marie if that was legalized?
I don't tend to support legalizing marijuana. I think, obviously it's something that any number of people have tried nowadays. It's fairly common to know people who have tried it, and I don't hold anything against that, but it's not something that I support. I don't see it as an issue in our election. I know that one of my fellow candidates has spoken of encouraging or promoting the legalization of marijuana. I just don't see it as an issue, and it's not something that I support.
You don't see it as being an economic benefit, say if a grow operation, a government-run grow operation was planted here in Sault Ste. Marie, creating jobs and also new taxes for the city.
Obviously there are potential job opportunities there, but I don't think that it's something that we should focus on. I think, focusing on industrial jobs, focusing on the Port of Algoma, promoting industries that are already here is more important than seeking out new opportunities. And that's why I said in the debate, if we could grow our university to the size of the college in enrollment, it would create about 700 direct jobs at the university. And not only that, but it would bring that many more people into the city. They would be spending money promoting our local businesses, their fortunes would rise. And so, it shouldn't be that we should be looking for something to start from scratch. We can really promote what we already have.
This city should be way bigger than it is, just from our physical location. Why isn't it?
I heard someone say once that, it's the fault of the federal government that Halifax isn't the New York of Canada and that Sault Ste. Marie isn't the Chicago of Canada. And, it was really, really interesting to hear because we're so centrally located. Obviously there are historical issues that, we weren't promoted by the federal government at certain times throughout our history. But, what's happened has happened. And so we have to just work towards promoting our city going forward and encouraging development here from industries like SR, like Tenaris, and hopefully we will be able to grow those industries like the university and the college, grow those industries, and hopefully attract more people here.
So has the city councils of the past not done their job?
I think there have been city councils in the past that have been stronger than others. It varies over the history of our city, but no, I think the last 4 years, and this is one issue I've heard at the doors, there's sort of been a lack of diversity of thinking on city council. And I think that's something that needs to be corrected, and I think that the proposals I've put forward have tried to promote that diversity in thinking so that hopefully after October 27th, there will be a better mix of differing ideas at City Council.
Do you think that's why there's so many people like yourself who are young going for office this time in Sault Ste. Marie? Whether it be mayor or council seats, I don't think I've ever seen so many young people run.
I think it's one of the big reasons. I think, our 8 years ago, council was criticized for always being at loggerheads. In the past 4 years, I think they've done a good job of not having conflicts with one another, but perhaps not as much of a vision as had been previous councils that the Sioux has seen.
Okay. How did you think of John Roswell as a mayor?
I thought Mayor John was an excellent mayor. He had great ideas, tried to promote them, always tried to look for the next thing and see what could advance our city's well-being, and so I think he was a great and active mayor, and I think obviously his loss is the city's loss.
The big news in the Sioux, and I think probably the biggest news in the last 100 years in the city, is the Port Harbor plan. How important do you think that is to the city?
Very important, and of course, The announcement that just occurred was a announcement for a site plan environmental assessment, and so it is crucially important for the next council to go after that, make sure it's on time, make sure it is carried through, and make sure that the next step, which is actual funding for the port, the building of it, takes place, because we need that in the Sioux. And if we can get it, it will be hopefully it will be a great game changer for our city.
So do you think that pressure is going to be on council in this term to make sure this thing moves ahead the way it should be moving?
Absolutely.
We're in the last home stretch of the election campaign. What are you going to do over the next couple of days to make sure those people check mark your name?
I'm going to do what I've done over the last 2.5 months, which is go to the doors every night, rain or shine. I've got about 11 streets left in the ward to canvass, and I've canvassed the rest of them. And I'm hopeful that I'll hit all of them. And if I haven't been to your door yet, I assure you I will make a sincere attempt to come to your door, introduce myself, and tell you why I think I would be the best councillor for Ward 3.
You don't realize how big the ward is until you walk it.
It is enormous, and the concentrated area of it is the Pea Patch, but it goes from McNabb right up to the city limits, and from Great Northern Road east to Garden River. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very big.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Best luck.
Thank you.